Okay, so let's take a look at your final project. So your final project is a little bit more experimental. And this final project is going to allow you to use the assignment 4.8 session that you finalized previously, and then just jump in and start to work with some plugins. So the goal is to have inserted at least 10 plugins on individual tracks and then 2 plugins on the master. So if you had followed the 4.8 project parameters correctly, you would have a master track already. So as long as we have that, that part helps us. What we're going to do is we're just going to add some plugins. And kind of an easy way we can do this as we switch over to the mix window is we have enough tracks where if you were to add in, one EQ and maybe some sort of other element like a compressor or something like that, you'd actually be pretty well suited. I'm going to start off with the master because I always like to feed into the master. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the master track. It's this one right here. Go to the first insert position. I'm going to click down. I want to do 2 things. I'm going to add an overall EQ. So I'll get out my EQ3 7-band. And if you're fancy, the newer version of this is also here. It's not necessarily as popular. It is, where did it go? Oh, it's under this one. It's this one, channel strip. It's basically the same thing. Also from Avid, so you could use this one on it as well. It just shows you a little bit more. But then we are going to go in and add some sort of compressor. Let's go ahead and go with the Dyne 3 compressor limiter. That's going to be our final stop on our way out, and we'll set these up. Let's just take a listen to the song. Now, the whole goal is to experiment, so you can't go wrong. You could try some presets. I'm going to show you where the presets are, and then you can make adjustments as needed. All right, then I'm going to pump through just individual track stuff that I want to change. So I'm going to use some individual track elements that I want to see modified. I know that I want some EQ and more compression on my guitar, so I'm going to start off there. Okay, so a couple tricks here. Well, one of them is you can use your presets in here, but anytime you have anything you want to copy, you can literally hold Option and you're going to click and drag. You can copy that plugin anywhere you want. So on something like this where I have a guitar left and a guitar right, I know I'm going to want to really copy the parameters from one to the other. So I copied that over. So you can do the same thing for the claps. If you're like, you know what, I found the right sound for the clap that I wanted, I'm going to add that to all my claps. Another thing you can also do as you're experimenting with this is you can absolutely use things like reverb or delay, but if you drop it directly on the track instead of just using the reverb track, you do need to shift what's taking place with it. So in terms of the mix, so let's say I do a deverb on this clap here. I'm going to solo it so you can hear it. And I'm going to have to make a change to the overall mix because if I don't adjust the overall mix level coming from that channel, it'll be all reverb. And you can see it right here in this reverb. It says dry, wet. What we need to do is we need to dry it up. And you'll see the difference here. Let's take a listen. You know what? I might want to just try a little bit of that verb kind of sound on this this snare drum or this drum kit thing too. Or you know what? Let's try a delay. Let's go with this. We'll do the air multi, and we're gonna hear a bunch of rhythms. And then again, we have to adjust the mix. For now, I'm gonna turn the mix up pretty loud. Try that rhythm. Find the right preset for this, and then adjust it. So, you know, you can see this can be fun. So overall, your big goal, you need 10 plugins total on the individual tracks, and you want at least 2 on the master. You could really just copy the same framework I used here, where I'm using either the channel strip, or you could go in and use just an EQ 7-band and then run that into the compressor. You know, really kind of get that feel, and then that's it. When you're done, you're just gonna bounce an MP3 just the way that you do, and then you're gonna label it final project in your name. So you know you'll run the highlight. Don't forget, you gotta, if you double click the zoom, you grab your selector tool, give it a little bit of space on the end, and then you're gonna go do your bounce mix. And again, it's final project dash your name, and that's it.